Growing up in a small town nestled amidst the serene countryside, I always sensed a certain unease lingering beneath the idyllic facade. It wasn't until I stumbled upon an old asylum on the outskirts of town that I realized the darkness that had haunted our community for generations. The asylum stood as a relic of the past, its crumbling walls bearing witness to the torment and suffering endured by those deemed mentally unfit. Stories circulated about the mistreatment of patients, the experiments conducted in the dead of night, and the whispers of spirits that refused to find peace. Intrigued by the tales surrounding the asylum, I embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind its grim history. My investigations led me to dusty archives and forgotten records, where I unearthed accounts of unspeakable horrors that had occurred within its walls. It was during one fateful visit to the asylum that I experienced firsthand the chilling presence that lingered within its dilapidated corridors. As I stepped through the rusted gates and into the darkness beyond, a sense of dread washed over me like a suffocating fog. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the echoes of tortured screams seemed to reverberate through the empty halls. Shadows danced along the walls, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes that filled me with a primal fear. But it was the whispers that sent shivers down my spine, disembodied voices that spoke of pain and suffering, of souls trapped in limbo, unable to find release. I pressed on, driven by a morbid curiosity that bordered on obsession, until I reached the heart of the asylum, the abandoned psychiatric ward. There, amidst the decaying remnants of medical equipment and forgotten patient records, I encountered a presence unlike anything I had ever known. It manifested as a shadowy figure, its form shifting and twisting in the dim light, as if torn between the realms of the living and the dead. I tried to flee, but I found myself rooted to the spot, unable to tear my gaze away from the entity that loomed before me. It reached out with spectral hands, its touch sending icy tendrils of fear coursing through my veins. In that moment of terror, I realized the true horror of the asylum, that it was not just a place of confinement for the mentally ill, but a prison for lost souls condemned to wander its halls for eternity. As I stumbled out of the asylum, shaken to the core by my encounter, I knew that I had uncovered a truth that few dared to acknowledge. The shadows that lurked within those walls were not just figments of imagination, but echoes of the past, reminders of the darkness that still haunted our town to this day. And though I tried to put the memories of that night behind me, I could never shake the feeling that the spirits of the asylum still lingered, waiting in the shadows for their next unsuspecting victim.